What is cloning? Well, cloning is the process of producing genetically identical individuals of an organism, either naturally or artificially.
The beginning of cloning started back in 5000 BC when humans found out that they can improve corn crops by planting the best seeds. In 1996, Dolly, the first ever cloned animal, was born. Then in 2005, researchers produced the first clone of a domestic dog.
Also in 2005, unrelated cloned African wildcats are successfully bred under natural conditions. This is the first time unrelated clones of a wild species have been produced in offspring. Research on cloning has been going on for thousands of years. Just now, we are getting closer to being able to successfully clone a human being. But this goes against many morals and even some national laws, which we will touch on later in the presentation.
Often animals are genetically engineered to carry disease-causing mutations in their genes. Creating these transgenic animals is a time-intensive process that requires trial and error in several generations of breeding. Cloning could help reduce the time needed to make a transgenic animal model, and result would be a population of genetically identical animals for study. These clones could be used to study diseases and help to create cures in a much faster pace.
Programs are underway to clone agricultural animals, such as cattle and pigs, that are efficient producers of high-quality milk or meat. Some of the cloned cows produce about twice as much milk as the average producer.
But cloning is not without its own problems. These include an increase in birth size and a variety of defects in vital organs, such as liver, brain, and heart. Other consequences include premature aging and problems with the immune system.
Cloning, or somatic cell nuclear transfer, is a technique used to produce Dolly the sheep, the first animal to be produced as a genetic copy of another adult. In this procedure, the nucleus of an egg cell is removed and replaced by the nucleus of a cell from another adult. After many divisions in culture, this single cell forms a blastocyst, an early-stage embryo with about 100 cells, with almost identical DNA to the original donor. For farmers and cattle raisers, cloning can be very beneficial. They will soon have the ability to clone their best animals. This will result in them being able to attain more harvest from their animals/crop. With retaining more harvest, farmers are able to make more money because they will have an influx of the harvest. It's extremely unlikely that dinosaur DNA could survive undamaged for such a long time. However, scientists have been working to clone species that have become extinct more recently, using DNA from well-preserved tissue samples. A number of projects are underway to clone extinct species, including the woolly mammoth. In 2009, scientists had their first near success resurrecting an extinct animal. Using goats as egg donors and surrogates, they made several clones of a wild mountain goat called the Bucardo.
Food from cattle, swine, and goat clones is as safe to eat as food from any other cattle, swine, or goat. But it's important to remember that the primary purpose of clones is for breeding, not eating. Dairy, beef, or pork clones make up only a tiny fraction of the total number of food produced in animals in the United States. Instead, their offspring would be the animals that actually producing the milk, meat, and food supply. Cloning in the future will help to tailor products to preferences of various international markets and ethnic groups.
Cloning in the future can be used for a number of different things. There is the possibility that many animals can be cloned at one time, then released out into the wild. They can do this to keep the population up during hunting seasons. By having hunters hunt cloned animals, it has the ability to lessen the impact of endangerment in particular species in areas where poaching game is quite common. But this could also lessen the rarity of big game species.
If you really wanted to, and if you had enough money, you could clone your beloved family cat. At least one biotechnology company in the United States has offered cat cloning services for the privileged and brave. But don't assume that your cloned kitty will be the exact same as the one you know and love. An individual is a product of more than his genes. The environment plays an important role in shaping personality and many other traits.
Taking everything into account of what we have studied and researched about cloning, we believe that cloning is not suited for humans and or pets. We believe that cloning is more beneficial to farmers who are raising cattle or harvesting crops. They are able to take more away from it than we can at the moment. In the future, there may be a time where cloning becomes better suited for humans.